These are your primary three items in Andy's colostomy situation. Of course, this is referred to as the pouch. Some would call it a bag. And this is the wafer, or the flange. I have a pair of scissors next to it because this is what we call a cut-to-fit flange. Meaning before it's applied, we have to cut it out to the circumference of Andy's stoma. This is a skin prep product that we spray on around Andy's skin to help protect it over a period of time. And after I spray it on, I like to have a hair dryer available so to dry off the skin prep after it's sprayed on. And as you can see right here, it's all on a couch, and that we use. I lie Andy down after a shower, and under the couch I keep his supplies all handy. But these are the primary ones that I'll be working with to show you. I've created this pillow and candle here to mimic what Andy's stoma is like. The pillow, of course, would be Andy's body, and this would be the stoma. It's about the same color as this candle, and not too far about the same size. It can prolapse this much, which is kind of normal. It goes in and out at times, and many times it's just flush with the skin. But for the sake of this video, I created this, and we'll now show you how to put the wafer on. Thank you. Okay, like I said earlier, we have our wafer, our bag, and our skin prep. And as I said, the wafer, this is what you call a cut-to-fit wafer. You can see lines for different diameters. I happen to go for just about the very last diameter on here. You can see a little pair of scissors to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to start slicing this around just about to the widest ring here. Like everything else, you get a feel for something and it goes a lot easier. Your first try is never, there's always the learning curve involved. Okay, so dispose of that, and now I will bring back my stoma. Check the camera angle on that. Very good. Now, hopefully, naturally the wafer will go over the stoma like that. Before that happens, however, I'd like to spray the area around here. This is the product, the skin prep. It's a pump bottle. Of course, I'm not going to spray the pillow, but the idea would be to liberally apply the skin prep product here, all around here, to allow for the size of the wafer here, which is not that much, a couple inches on either side. Now, of course, once you spray, it has to dry. When you don't have a hair dryer, a little of this sometimes will dry it off. I prefer the hair dryer, which I have set aside. So now the next is to peel the stick backing off the wafer, or flange, and it's a peel and stick basically. So let's say I've peeled this off. I've got my tack here. This provides the tack. It also protects the skin. When it's dry, I can feel it dry. I then peel off the backings, and it's a two-stage system. These white pieces can come off first, or secondary, but in any event, they allow you to place it on like that, then pull off the last two and place it on. Okay, that's basically it. The next is your bag. Your bag gets placed over. Now I'm going to show you on the camera there's a little place to put your fingers behind here. Not all bags have this. This is the certain brand. This enables you to snap. If you could hear it, I'll try to be quiet. Like a Tupperware ring. You can just hear it snapping closed now. So this would be the final product here. Hopefully the stoma would be going back in. And but it's not that odd to feel it like this. You walk by and just you can touch it sometimes, you know, through his clothes, of course. And having said that, it's not a real sterile area, so a lot of people feel like they have to be, you know, gloves and everything. Of course, gloves are up to the person, but it's not for, you know, sterile. It's more to protect your own, you know, your own health, whatever. But it's not like everything has to be rubbed with alcohol or anything like that. Okay, next we will address the wound care. Okay, so now we have our stoma, and we have a little redness and irritation where you can actually see the skin breaking down a little bit and the red blood, or some redness, let's say, for now. So to correct this, it's a question of using a wound care product, which would be this. Of course, this is what I cut from. So I'll cut a small piece off here, and to give you an idea and how it works. Okay, we also have a powder that actually squirts out in a bottle, and I'll show you what I use this for. First, I'm going to cut the approximate size of the wound here. Everything, there's no real science to this, I have found, after talking to a lot of colostomy nurses and things like that. It's what fits, it's what works for you, finding the right product. Now that roughly is big enough. Actually, I would have gone a little bigger. I should have gone a little bigger. I have some rough edges on here. You know, you could cut them away a little bit so you don't have it. Again, this is going to act like a protecting shield. Now, the wound itself is a little raw, and I guess there's like antiseptic or something on here, the backing. As I peel it away, it's again, peel and stick. Everything's peel and stick. Now, the reason you want to get it bigger than the actual wound itself, you want to cut bigger than the wound, is because of the powder itself makes it a little non-sticking. So you actually squirt some of this powder on. I'll just give you a little demonstration. I don't know if you can see it or not, but just enough to kind of cover the redness. If that were real, you know, that it would be very absorbent, and the red rawness would absorb the powder itself. Okay, so now that's done. I place this over the wound. I take my spray. I spray around. Sometimes I'll take a paper towel or such as I'm spraying, and I'll protect the stoma like so. And I'll spray around that way, so I'm not actually spraying the stoma itself. Okay, you blow out the tack. You want it to dry. You don't want to put it over a wet. I can just feel it now. It's nice and tacky. Perfect. I've already peeled off my wafer. Just to show you again, this would be placed over, and again, the bag over that. Okay, I'm going to do one more demonstration, and that should be it. Okay, for the purpose of this demonstration, I removed the stoma, and I'm addressing this area right in here. This would all be, ideally this would be tacked to the skin right now, so no moisture could get in there. But to err on the side of caution, I find this product is like a toothpaste, and it has the same consistency of a toothpaste too. What I do, and again, if you have gloves on, rubber gloves, you might want to have that. I always try to supply all this, of course, is I would squeeze out a little bit like a caulking seal, so to speak. So I basically want to caulk up this seal right here. So with this product, I'd actually have to put it on my finger and kind of, do a little of this here with it. That helps create a better seal and also protects the skin a little bit. So whatever, there's a certain element of skin that can't help but come in contact with stool and everything. So the less we can make that contact, the better it is. But of course, you don't want to strangle the actual stoma itself. So by cutting this hole too small, you want to have enough room where it can expand and then go back in, expand and go back in. Again, the purpose of this video is to be helpful. I mean, hopefully, you won't be using this as your sole guide. And I think in the case of Heartbeat, you'll have Adam there because who's familiar with this. But it always helps to have a visual guide such as this. Okay, thank you.